Hello and welcome back to our channel. Caregiving is far more than just assisting with daily tasks. It is a profession built on trust, rapid decision making, and deep empathy. Today we're diving into a comprehensive training session. We'll cover how to be a fierce advocate for your patient, how to handle a crisis using specific crisis verbs, and how to navigate the tricky ethical dilemmas we face every day. Whether you are new to the field or a seasoned pro, these skills are your foundation. Segment 1: Patient Advocacy and Bedside Manner.
I told the doctor my hip hurts when I walk. But he just said it's old age and kept writing on his clipboard.
I hear you, Mr. Johnson. It's frustrating when you feel dismissed. Your comfort is the priority here. Hello, this is Sarah, Mr. Johnson's caregiver. I'm calling to follow up on today's visit. Mr. Johnson expressed that his localized hip pain is preventing him from completing his physical therapy exercises. We need to reassess his pain management plan so he can maintain his mobility goals. Notice the bedside manner. Sarah didn't just stand over him, she sat down, made eye contact, and validated his feelings. Then she shifted into patient advocacy, using clear, objective language to ensure the medical team took his pain seriously. Segment 2: Crisis Verbs and Action. When a crisis hits, your brain can freeze. To stay effective, focus on crisis. Mr. Johnson, stay exactly where you are. I am right here. Sarah moves a nearby rug out of the way and ensures the area is safe. Can you tell me where it hurts? Are you feeling dizzy? At the same time, she hits her emergency alert button or dials 911 or her supervisor. I have a fall at 123 Maple Street. Patient is conscious but confused. Sarah kneels beside him, keeping him warm. You're doing great. Help is on the way. Segment 3: Ethical Dilemmas and Duty Logs.
Sarah, you do so much. Take this and buy yourself a nice dinner. Don't worry about putting it in the report.
Mark, I truly appreciate the thought, but I can't accept tips or gifts. It's part of my professional code of ethics to keep our relationship focused strictly on your father's care. But thank you for the kind words.
I understand, Sarah. I didn't mean to put you in a tough spot. It's just, we've had people here before who didn't care half as much as you do. The fact that you're sticking to the rules actually makes me feel a lot better about having you here. I appreciate your integrity. The fact that you're sticking to the rules actually makes me feel a lot better about having you here.
That means a lot to me, Mark. Your father is in good hands. Now let's go see if he's ready for his afternoon tea. The duty log. 1400, patient had a fall. Emergency services contacted. 1445, family offered a cash gift. Declined per company policy. 1500, administered scheduled vitals check. The shadow path scenario. Now, it's one thing to hear the rules, but it's another to see what happens when they're broken. In caregiving, a small lapse in judgment can lead to a massive collapse in care. To give you a clear perspective, let's look at the shadow path. We're going to revisit those same scenarios, but this time we'll show you the wrong way to handle them and the very real consequences that follow for both the caregiver and the patient. Pay close attention because understanding these pitfalls is what separates a casual helper from a true healthcare professional. Segment 1, the wrong way, dismissive manner.
Sarah is standing up, looking at her phone while Mr. Johnson is speaking to her. She doesn't look at him.
I told the doctor my hip hurts, but he just ignored me.
Sarah sighing, still looking at her phone. Well, you are 85, Mr. Johnson. Everyone has aches at that age. Just try to stay still so you don't make it worse. The consequence? By dismissing his pain, Sarah has destroyed the trust. Mr. Johnson now feels like a burden and will stop reporting symptoms. This leads to undetected injuries and a rapid decline in the patient's mental health. Segment 2, the wrong way, the panicked response.
Mr. Johnson is on the floor. Sarah gasps loudly and begins pacing frantically. The wrong way.
Oh my God,
Mr. Johnson.
you okay? Don't move. Actually, let me help you up.
She grabs his arm and tries to pull him up quickly. And Mr. Johnson winces in pain. I don't know what to do. Oh, let me call my sister. She's a nurse. She'll know what to do. Stay calm, Mr. Johnson.
The consequence. Panic is contagious. By trying to move him without an assessment, Sarah could have turned a simple fall into a permanent spinal injury or a fracture. Calling a friend instead of emergency services wastes the golden hour of medical response. In this scenario, Sarah could face legal liability and immediate termination for negligence. Segment 3, the wrong way, the ethical slip.
Sarah, you do so much. Take this and buy yourself a nice dinner. Don't worry about putting it in the report.
Sarah looks around to see if anyone is watching, then quickly tucks it into her pocket. The wrong way.
Mark slides a $50 bill. Oh, thank you, Mark. You're so kind and you're right. The office doesn't need to know. It'll be our little secret.
2 weeks later.
Mark is upset because Sarah refused to work an extra unpaid shift.
I've been giving you extra cash, Sarah. The least you can do is stay late today. If you don't, I'll tell your supervisor you've been taking tips against company policy.
The consequence: the moment Sarah took that money, she lost her professional authority. She is now open to blackmail and exploitation. Crossing ethical lines creates a blurred relationship where the caregiver can no longer say no. This often ends in a messy exit, a ruined reputation, and a permanent do not hire mark on your record. The professional shield. Now let's look at how Sarah's correct choices in the original script protected her. $1,400. Patient Mr. Smith had a fall. Assessed for immediate danger. EMS contacted. Supervisor notified. $14.45. Mark Johnson offered $50 cash gift. Declined per Professional Code of Conduct, Section 4.2. Documentation isn't just paperwork, it's your legal shield. If Mark ever claimed Sarah stole that money, her log shows she declined it. If the doctor says he wasn't informed of the pain, her log shows the exact time she called. Documentation is your best friend. A detailed duty log protects you and the patient. It turns an ethical dilemma into a transparent professional record. We've seen the best and the worst today. Being a professional caregiver means choosing the right path even when it's the harder one. Which of these wrong scenarios did you find the most eye-opening? Let's discuss in the comments. Being a caregiver is about balancing the technical with the heart by mastering your bedside manner, keeping your duty logs precise, and knowing exactly how to act in a crisis. You provide the highest level of dignity to those in your care. If you found these scenarios helpful, let me know in the comments which part of caregiving you find the most challenging. Stay professional, stay compassionate, and I'll see you in the next video.